This is Goodjohn Cassuis for IFL TV. We're at the Crown Plaza Hotel here at the XL, ahead of the Matchroom show this Saturday night. Fighting on that bill, Danny Cassius Connor, who just so trappy in the press conference today, wasn't he? What was that with you?
You know what it was? I think I had like an early start today, and I'd had a cup of tea, and I think that's what it was. I weren't going to say nothing, weren't going to be rude or start giving it the big one, and then he started talking about teaching me a lesson, which is not going to happen. So I don't know why he had to start. He could have just been humble and been normal, and there wouldn't have been no issue at all. I would have been fine, but he set me off, Coog. So I mean, he set me off, and that's what happens when you set me off.
You weren't really feeling the bow tie look either.
No, actually, do you know what? I quite like that look, but it was just something for me to get at him about. Do you know what I mean? And he's just a weird geezer, isn't he? To be quite honest, he's always got something weird about him. Mad cane rows, and then he's got fucking bow ties. Just not normal, the fella. Do you know what I mean? He's not a normal geezer, so just give me something to work with him about. You know what I mean?
Has there been something going on then over the last year and a half between you and him? Obviously, we know you've had a fight with him before, but like the social media aspect of it, has there been a bit of bickering going on there?
Do you know what it is? It's just he's always been so adamant that he beat me in the second fight, which they give it to me by a round, but I thought I'd beat him by more than a round. A few other. Listen, at the end of the day, everyone's got their opinions, but I felt like I'd won that fight. You know what I mean? And he's obviously knocked off because he thought he won it. So he's been going on, oh yeah, we'll have to fight again one day or whatever. It wouldn't have happened unless, obviously, what happened with the Owen fight. I lost the Owen fight. So it's sort of not pushed me back, but just kept me sort of static in the same place. Tyler's obviously pushed on, so it makes sense to make the fight. It's a fan-friendly fight as well, so, well, they think it's going to be a fan-friendly fight, so yeah.
You mentioned Tony Owen. Obviously it's disappointing you lost your title to Tony Owen, who now faces Ricky Boylan for that title this week. How do you see that fight going?
How do I see Ricky's and Tony? Yeah. To be quite honest, I think that if Ricky can get on him early and start working him early, which obviously I didn't do for various reasons, but if he can get on him early, then he's got a good chance. But like, no disrespect to Ricky or any of his team, but I fancy Tony to outbox him over the distance. That's just what I think. Maybe the fight's come a little bit too soon for Rick, but he can come again. Do you know what I mean? He sells 1 million tickets, like Eddie Earns just said, so he can come back from that. But the fight's not happened yet, so he could go out and win. But I just think that Tony will have a bit too much in the locker for him. That's what I think, anyway.
What are your plans for next year? You obviously want to try and recapture that title again. Is that something that's on your list? Well,
they've said about this is obviously an eliminator for the English, and if Tony beats Ricky, I expect him to vacate the southern area and move on to fight for the English. So hopefully that would put me and Tony fighting for the English. Obviously, if Ricky wins the southern area, he'll stay and he'll defend it, and I think that's going to be against John Wayne Hibbert because he's the mandatory. So if that doesn't happen and the English is vacant, then I wouldn't even mind moving down to lightweight and fighting the winner of Floyd Moore and Ryan Taylor if Eddie would. You know, Eddie said he'd think about making that fight, but we'll just see what happens. I've got to get past Tyler first, so we'll see what happens with that one.
All right, well, listen, look, we'll take too much of your time, but listen, good luck tomorrow at the weigh-in, and we'll try not to kick off. I said that to Tyler earlier on.
It won't be no kicking off. You know what I mean? He's professional. We're both professionals, but just, you know what I mean? You know how it is. It's just things get a bit heated sometimes. I would never disrespect myself by kicking off and chinning him and knocking him spark out of the weigh-in. Do you know what I mean? What's the point in all that? Just leave it to the ring. Do it in the ring, won't I?
Okay. Danny Cassius Connor, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and nice hat, by the way, Brooklyn Nets.
It's all right, isn't it? I like your top actually, bathing ape. I've got a few of them at home.
Oh, I know. Listen, not a lot of people know. If you know what it is, if you know what it is, if you don't,
what I'm looking at. Trust me, stylish man.
No problem.
You should give Billy Joe a few of your style tips. Tell him to knock them checkered shirts on the head. Yeah, definitely, and then flat caps. A gypsy thing, isn't it?
I see him in a flat cap, to be honest, but he's put a bit of beef on, hasn't he?
He's fat, isn't he? He is fat. He's got about 4 chins, a fella. I don't know how he always tries to mug you off. You know what I mean? When you're doing interviews, when he's in the state that he's in. Fair enough, he's doing his thing in the ring, but he's fat and he's out of shape. If he's got a problem, he knows where to find me.
If you've got a problem, Billy Joe, you know where to find the Cassius brothers. You know what I mean? We don't fuck about.
That's exactly it.
All right, Goodjohn Cassuis, Danny Cassius Connor, IFL TV. Thank you very much.
Cheers,